Get ready to embark on an economic journey as we unveil the heartbeats of the Rwandan business landscape. This is the Business Age, your front row seat to the economic renaissance of the land of 1,000 hills. Join us as we traverse the bustling markets of Kigali, delve into the success stories of Rwandan entrepreneurs, and explore the dynamic forces shaping the nation's economy. From the boardrooms to the street vendors, we'll bring you the voices of the visionaries and the minds behind Rwanda's economic evolution. Discover the fusion of tradition and technology, witness the agricultural innovations transforming rural communities, and explore the cutting-edge innovations propelling Rwanda into a new era of economic prosperity. A very good evening. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of The Business Age. Agro-processing is a very essential sector for both sustained and accelerated economic growth, and Rwanda in particular has been intentional with its agro-processing sector, which contributes to about a third of the country's GDP. On today's episode, we will focus on the country's cassava value chain, whose commercialization has brought about opportunities for product diversification. As always, you can be part of the conversation. Write to us on social media. Use the hashtag #TheBusinessAge. You'll be with me, Naringwa Fiona Mothoni. This delicacy is common and popular in many Rwandan homes. Made from cassava flour, ugali, as it is locally known, is a nutrient-dense food rich in carbohydrates as well as key vitamins and minerals. In Rwanda, cassava not only serves as the main source of food, but also a major source of income for many cassava smallholder farmers. To get us started, we first spoke to a cassava breed and seed systems expert to really understand how crucial it is to the economic growth.
There are several contributions the cassava crop can contribute economically to the growth of the economies. And one clear one is the contribution of food security. By nature, cassava yields are high compared to majority of other crops. So we have high tonnage production per hectare, per unit hectare, compared to other crops. And then on top of that, cassava is a crop that is resilient to climate change, or even in areas where due to soil fertility declines, drought, temperature increases. So you will find cassava surviving in marginal areas. So in that way, it ensures food security of many economies. And as of recent, especially in Africa, it is emerging as an industrial crop. And it is entering several industries. One, food industries for human consumption. It also is entering into animal feed industries as a substitution for other materials like maize. Cassava can easily now come in. And then also we have for starch production. In terms of starch production, then it is important for pharmaceutical industries where medicine production, cassava starch can be very important there. And then also breweries. Now, when I talk about those industrial growth, they come with the job opportunities of different people, and hence improving the economic livelihoods of different people. So in that way, it can really contribute significantly to the economy, to the growth of the economies. The overview of the cassava currently now in Rwanda is that it is a growing sector. It's growing into really an industrial crop. And to mark that, you notice that the cassava is among the 7 priority crops that have been prioritized by government for commercialization of agriculture in Rwanda. And then, in addition to that, the government has invested heavily in terms of installing a mega processing cassava plant in the country, which now comes to offer market opportunities for the farmers who are producing the cassava. So it's a growing sector, and in terms also of food self-reliance, again, it comes in handy, contributes to the demands of the nation.
As it has been said, cassava is emerging as an industrial crop. We sought to find out what cassava value chain is like in Rwanda. Inaugurated in April 2012, the Kinazi cassava plant was established as a solution to cassava farmers who lacked market access.
The plant has been inaugurated in April 2012 by His Excellency Paul Kagame. So the main challenge was the market for the farmers. So these farmers was farming roots, the cassava, but they really not getting the profit for their expenses. There was no market. It was just for home use. But this time now they have a very good opportunity to get where to sell their crop.
Supply chain,
For the supply chain process, the cassava plant sources for the cassava every year. The farmers are important stakeholders for us. We follow them up from the planting to the harvest to when they bring their crop to us here at the plant.
The supply chain manager works in collaboration with the Rwanda Agriculture Board to ensure the quality of seeds given to the farmers will yield the best cassava crop.
We collaborate with RAB, especially when they're giving out seeds to the farmer cooperatives. Some of the seeds produce very good quality cassava. However, to meet the plant's production demand, we take all the types of cassava crops from the farmers.
After getting the crop from the farmers, the cassava goes through a long production process to turn it into the final product.
The production process starts from the reception, where we record all information about the supply. This process is done at the weight bridge, where we take the weight of the loot and all information regarding the supply. So from the weight bridge, we do the peeling by removing the skin, the outer layer of the cassava. Then after, we start the milling, where we wash to remove the soil, excess of mud and dirt. Then from there, we do the sorting to remove impurities, anything that may contribute to the poor quality of the finished product. Then from the sorting, we chop cassava into small pieces so that we can be able to feed the mill with uniform sizes. Then from the chopping, the next step is the rasping, where we add water to facilitate the flow and to make the fermentation easier. So we ferment for 12 hours so that we can generate the physical parameters like a taste, color. And then after 12 hours, we do the dewatering to reduce the quantity of water which is in the product. Then after dewatering, we do the sieving to regulate the particle size of the product. Then from sieving, we do the drying so that we can meet the international standard of the moisture content, which is 12%. So then from the drying, it is our critical control point where we can monitor the quality of the product. Then after drying, we do the metal separation, where we have a magnet separator to retain ferrous materials. Then after, we do the metal detection, where metals which are not iron are detected and rejected. So then after the metal detection, we do the packing. So in brief, this is our process.
To ensure the quality of the product is good and the shelf life is long, the moisture content, heavy metals, and cyanide content, among others, are all tested to ensure they are all in the internationally accepted levels.
The main parameter of which we test here is the moisture content. It is that one that we allow us to keep the product for long. Our product can be kept for 2 years. So the shelf life is 2 years, and by monitoring this moisture content, we are able to assure that our product is safe. We also test the cyanide content, the aflatoxin, and the heavy metals, also microorganisms and other parameters which are necessary or which are recommended by international standards.
The Kinazi cassava plant has a production capacity of up to 30 tons per day of the finished product and processing up to 120 tons of fresh cassava per day. But being operational for over 10 years, the plant has developed some challenges over time.
The main challenge we face now is that now the plant is 12 years old, so some machines are not meeting the capacity, are limiting us. That's why we are going to have the plant revamping, where we are going to inject some money to buy new machines like the boiler, so that we can boost the capacity. We will also buying the new packing machine and other machines that are not having technology that is being used in those days.
Apart from the mentioned technical challenges, the cassava value chain faces numerous other constraints.
Inflation is very big. Is one of the biggest issues for us. We have generators. We have engine that use the generator. We use the fuel. There is time the power is off, and we are forced to put on the generator. So a generator is one of our limiting factor using fuel, and you know that the fuel cost is going up on monthly basis. So it's one of the highest costs for us. Apart from that, there is an issue related to the raw materials. The crops this time around, not only in the cassava sector, the cassava value chain, but even on other crops, it has inflated very much. Not even inflating in terms of cost, but getting them. There was very bad season from last year, which affected the supply, and it affected us on how to meet the customer demand. Apart from that, the shipping cost. Shipping cost globally, it has been inflating over year to year. I remember where one of our clients in USA, we have been paying 7.5 thousand for shipping one container, but now it's 12. So there is a lot of issues in our sector, in production process, but not really coming from the country issues within the country, but global issues. Yeah.
Currently, the main challenge could be really to streamline its market. Most farmers are still struggling really to get that market that gives a very good value. But so we would want to really to work on that and to ensure that whoever grows the cassava then can make a gain, an economic gain. And it's a work in the progress. Although it's a challenge, but it's a work in the progress. Another challenge could be about mindset of the farming communities. At the moment, most of the farmers are using their own seed. They don't look out for good seed. So they plant seed which is diseased, and in the end, that affects the yield. So we wish we can solve that, where farmers can realize that you need really to look out for the good quality seed. And once you use it, then you get good crop. And when you get good crop, you have surplus for selling and gaining income. So that's the mindset change which we think is challenging the production cycle of the crop. And then it comes with also issues to do with the seed delivery systems.
The purchasing power for, especially on local market, the price has been going up, I think, on a quarterly basis. And of course, some of our customers was now this time they are unable to buy. So they shifted from our high quality cassava to the traditional made flowers. So the market has been reducing depending on the price. The time we increase the selling price, the market reduced, the market share for us reduced. But for export, contrary, it has been expanding. So we don't really know, but we think it is because of the industrial use. The European and American people are shifting from gluten flowers to gluten-free, which is one of our best selling point on cassava.
These challenges notwithstanding, the plant is still the largest in the region and has major markets both regionally and internationally.
Well, China's cassava plant, first of all, is the biggest plant in the region, not only in Rwanda. We are the biggest plant for cassava. We produce high quality cassava, very good quality comparing to other cassava producers. We sell our product on local market, as you said, and across the world. We are selling in USA, we are selling in Europe, Belgium, and even on Australia. We have a very good market share across the world.
With the current market demand, there is evident potential of the growth opportunities within the sector.
For this time, we are focusing on export. Export is a very good market for us because of what? The purchasing power. So the selling price for export is higher than the selling price on local market. And even this time, the fine cassava we are producing, we encourage people to use not for home consumption, not for fufu, the ugari, as you know, for traditional cooking, but for baking. The cassava flour for industrial use. For us, we are targeting the industries to be used as substitute to the wheat. Yeah. Our revenues floating from 1.5 billion to 2 billion per year, but I think this year might be good than other years. We might even go beyond 2 billion. Technology is a very good opportunity for us. First of all, the plant is semi-automated. We are looking how we can fully automate the plant from the peeling to the packing machine. As you have seen, we are now peeling manually. We don't have a peeling machine. Once we get a peeler machine, we think to speed up our production process. So it will be good for us, to reduce the cost, and we will be able to serve our client on time as they demand. Again, apart from the peeling process, even the packing. So packing, this time is very slow because of old machine, and some of which we don't have. We think if we fully automate the packing process, we will be able to deliver to the customers as much as we can.
With the right support from the government of Rwanda, as well as willingness from the different players within the cassava ecosystem, there are ripe opportunities within the sector.
The opportunities are there. One is that in the country and under RAB, there is a national research entity that is doing research on cassava. And also in the country, you have international development partners like IITA, who are coming in handy to introduce tested technologies that have been found to be working elsewhere, and they come in to be really adapted easily in the country. So that's one opportunity: research entities, national and international. Number two, we have that government will to really ensure that the crop is commercialized through establishment of that factory. So we have Kinazi cassava plant, and then we also have other plants that are processing cassava. For example, Akinoze. So these are efforts in terms of private sector that are coming in really to help farmers gain market. And I think it's an opportunity which one can use. We've been working over now about 7 years trying to build the cassava seed system. When I talk about cassava seed system, is that we would like to ensure that the cassava farmers plant right seeds. Instead of planting seeds that they have picked from their previous season, rather they should use seeds that have come from research systems and are clean. And once you plant them, then you are able to get a good yield. So all these efforts I've mentioned are very good opportunities for cassava production in the country.
Our country, I think, is very special in agribusiness. They are partnering with farmers in different ways. One, on fertilizers. They are helping farmers for getting very good quality and at a cheaper cost. The fertilizers, they are bringing in some grants. For cassava plant, they are helping the farmers for getting new seeds, which generate high yield and with high dry matter content. We think the government is really doing their best for helping us to grow and to do better than before. And the new things in pipeline is irrigation. So they are doing the new model for helping the farmers on how they can irrigate during the bad season, as we faced the last year, to see how they can irrigate during the long dry season, which is a very good point for us.
Kinazi cassava plant has been beneficial to the surrounding community in various ways.
Akamaro k'uruganda rero kuri twebwe rudufasha kwikura mu bukene. Turakora bakaduhemba.
The plant has helped alleviate poverty in this region. We work for them and they pay us well, and also pay the local health insurance known as Mitiwell. For the farmers, the production plant has been a good and stable market for their produce.
Barugiriyemo amahirwe yo kubona aho bashora umusaruro wabo bakaza kugurisha hano nyine bakabishyura amafaranga.
Plant is affecting positively to the surrounding communities. Number one is job creation. We are offering job to different levels. Number one, for orphans, for women, for young graduates, and for, of course, for high experienced person, engineers, chartered accountants. The plant is really helping people in different ways. When I look on the job creation for pillars, we count around 300 persons per month. For casual workers, we count around 150 per month. Permanent staff, it's around 25. So this is the plant is helping people to get job.
With about $1.8 million grant from the government, the Kinazi cassava plant has grand plans for 2024.
We have a very big plan for this coming year. We got money from the government. We take this opportunity to thank His Excellency for the grant. He provided to us 1.8 million USD for revamping the plant. We already have money. We plan to buy new machines, as I said before, for automating the production process. So the plan is to make the plant fully automated, selling much as before, and contributing to the community development better than we were within the past 11 years.
With the right operating environment comes ripe investment opportunities. We get to understand what are some opportunities for investors as well as the investor appetite within the sector.
The investment opportunities at the moment, we are trying to see if we can improve the processing mechanisms to diversify the market base of cassava. So we talked about industries for processing cassava, but in the previous effort we have had industries that are processing cassava for flour for human consumption. This time we are trying to work with the private sector to see if we can process cassava flour for bakery. So once we have cassava flour for bakery, in that way we are substituting wheat and we can reduce the wheat imports. So that's one research area, investment area that we are working on. Number two, we are also investing continuously into variety development. I talked about introducing vitamin A varieties, and this is an opportunity that a country needs to work on. We have cassava for starch production. We have cassava for vitamin A provision, and other things. So research is continuous research is another investment area that is key for going forward.
Cassava is more than just a cash crop. It is packed with numerous vitamins that are essential to our health as well.
The health benefits of cassava come along the route of nutrition. Fortunately, here in Rwanda, cassava is eaten by its leaves. The leaves are eaten, and the leaves have high protein value. So in that way, we are able to benefit nutritional benefits from the leaves, and which have health impacts on the population. Something that is not yet already working in the country is the vitamin A cassava, but in other countries there is vitamin A cassava, and this can go a long way to reduce vitamin A deficiencies of the population in the country. But there are that's like an opportunity to work on to see if vitamin A cassava can be brought on board. And then now we talked about the animal feeding. So it means that if you can use the cassava residues to feed the animals, then you have alternative sources of protein and of other products which you would probably not be getting from the cassava itself. So it can contribute significantly to the health benefit in terms of the nutritional gains through direct and indirect through animal feeding.
The Kinazi cassava plant is just one example of what the government of Rwanda is doing to boost the agro-processing sector here in Rwanda, while also creating hundreds of jobs for many of us. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of The Business Age. As always, share your feedback with us on social media. You can use the hashtag #TheBusinessAge. Continue to enjoy the festive season, and we'll be seeing you next week, same time. You are with me, Narengwa Fiona Motoni.